growing up fundamentalist, like we had no clue what the kingdom of God was. Like
Right.
we didn't study that. I didn't know that. Even I went to some college courses and I started to learn a little bit, but it was just synonymous for the place you go to when you die. That's all they could do with that one. And so since there is no theology of the kingdom of God, then we had to insert our politic in there because there was a vacuum in theological understanding. So then input conservative, Republican theology or political understandings into that vacuum of the kingdom of God because we didn't know what it was. How do you imagine the kingdom of God? What is your understanding of what the kingdom of God is and what it looks like when it arrives on earth as it is in heaven?
For me, the kingdom of God, that was Jesus' central message. And I would say that is the gospel. That the kingdom of God has arrived and it's continuing to arrive. So the kingdom of God is Jesus. As the second century or first century, I think it's first century, or the patristics describe Jesus as autobasilia, which is the self-kingdom. If you want to know what the kingdom looks like, just look at Jesus. So the kingdom of God is something that looks like Jesus on the move, Jesus in action, Jesus in community. And so Jesus is a microcosm of what God desires socially, politically, economically, amongst us. So Jesus, the kingdom of God, is God's social order, God's desired social order for human beings on earth. And so when Jesus talks about the kingdom arriving or is showing up or manifesting, there's always some kind of reversal. There's always some kind of healing. There's always something made right to say that this is what it looks like when God has God's way socially amongst us in this particular moment. So it becomes a snapshot of the kingdom of God.
That reversal, that a little something just happened in my brain, the reversal. So being kind of the white conservative Christian fundamentalist as I was, I didn't want a reversal because that mean I had to give up power. That would mean so instead of accepting the kingdom of God as seen in the works of Jesus, we then personalized it and spiritualized it so that we can still own it and have power over it. But that whole reversal, I never saw it that way. I didn't want the reversal because it's like, no, then I can't control it and I can't manipulate this. I can't own this anymore.